Sirocco and the Kingdom of the Winds is a new French animated film that's being released by GKIDS this September. Before the review starts, I want to give a huge thank you to GKIDS for providing me with an advanced screener of this before its general release at the end of September. You guys rock. The film follows two sisters who discover a magical passageway to the world of one of their favorite storybooks. Once there, they realize not everything's as it seems, and they must rely on the most unlikely of forces if they wish to make it back to the real world. I went in with basically zero expectations. All I knew is that I just got sent the screener. It was GKIDS, it was from France, and that was it. I'm always enthralled by these animated films that are like from foreign countries. I think that some of them are really, really surprising in terms of how complex and emotional they are. And so I think that's what contributed to why I loved this so much, is I went in with zero rock bottom expectations. I didn't know what this was going to be, and I left so pleasantly surprised because this is so much fun. It's so difficult to attach a specific label to a film like this that's so different from anything I've ever seen before. It mixes so many different elements you've seen before into a surreal and over-stylized combination that will leave you kind of surprised at how creative and fresh this ends up feeling. It takes the world building and story beats of a Miyazaki film, the setting and atmosphere of a Dr. Seuss book, and a trippy and psychedelic designs of an Adventure Time episode, and combines it into an unforgettable ride of film that leaves a lasting impact. The animation here is quite simplistic. It's not really pushing the boundary of the medium further. It's not really doing anything that's like over-stylized or well-designed, but it's effective in how it feels and looks. The design work of the characters and the setting here, and the backgrounds and lighting especially, are just so immersive and really make you feel like you're there along with the characters. And it's so fun to watch a movie like this that devotes so much of its time to world building, because there's a lot of films like this that take place in faraway like fantasy realms, and the movie never explores it or explores the logistics of the world or any of like the setting. And this film like stands apart because it takes the time to actually devote to its runtime to explaining the setting and explaining the logistics of the world. And it's so fun to see a film like that that really embodies that world building aspect, that really kind of takes the setting and explores it. And it's really fun to kind of just like fall in love with this world and just kind of feel like you're there along with the characters. Two sisters on screen have great chemistry throughout the film, and as the film progresses, you really begin to understand and care for them and their situation. What I also loved about this film is how it actually has an emotional core to it, aside from being just like a fun and memorable animated film. There's some real heart to this, and the message it has is really inspiring. On its surface level, it's a very like picturesque, like kind of adventure film. But as you dive deeper into the themes and messages of this film, it's really about how the memory of our loved ones can live on through art. And it's a message that I had never really thought about in any other context, but this film explores it so beautifully and so effectively. And at the end of the film, you really do feel that emotional connection, and it's really well explored here. Also, it's just a blast. I mean, the setting itself is so much fun. The character designs and the characters themselves are so memorable, and it's overall just such a fun film. It really does feel like a storybook come to life, and it's really a hard combination for most animated films to actually find and balance correctly, but this one does because it's able to blend those two atmospheres together in a way that feels natural and realistic. Pacing is what really hurts this film at the end of the day, because this film is only 80 minutes long, which is great. Shorter films are great as well. But I think the problem with it is there is such a complex atmosphere and setting here that it cannot possibly be explored in only 80 minutes. I really wish there was like at least 20 minutes out of the runtime, because questions are left unanswered about this world. Some of the like experimental scenes are really not explored in depth, and it doesn't feel overall like the emotional resonance is really stretched out. It feels very fast, if that makes any sense. It doesn't really give you time or devote any time in the runtime. It's kind of letting you feel along with the characters. It's kind of just sappy emotional beats one after another that really pass fleetingly. But otherwise, this is just such a blast, and I am so pleasantly surprised at this. I really walked in not expecting much and not knowing much about it, but I really walked away pleasantly surprised. This year is a crowded landscape in the animated film medium in particular. I'm not saying this would definitely get an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Feature next year, but I could definitely see how it can make a shortlist, honestly. This is a really charming film. It really deserves to be seen by more people when it releases this September. That's why I'm giving Sirocco and the Kingdom of the Winds an 80 out of 100. Sirocco and the Kingdom of the Winds is in theaters this September. Once again, thank you so much to GKIDS for the advanced screener copy of this. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. As always, if you're new to my channel, please do not forget to click that subscribe button down below, like the video, and turn on push notifications to be notified whenever new videos drop on my channel. That being said, until next time, this is Mitchell signing off. Peace out.